Hello everyone! Welcome to another Dragon Ball Legends video in which I break down the Dragon Ball Legends Information October 2025 edition. But before we get into that, consider liking if you enjoy and consider subscribing if you have not done so already. So, let's get right into the latest information with the reveal that there is going to be a Brazilian-Portuguese release scheduled for mid-November, with the last language added was Spanish in 2022. So for the people that speak and understand this language, this is going to be a great quality of life update. Always fantastic to see another language adapted for this game. However, I am very excited to get right into the Boost Up Future Campaign character reveal. So, let's get straight into the video. Into the Future Trunks saga here. We are going to have the reveal of Zamasu Ultra Corrupted Merged Zamasu. Let's freaking go. This ink art is absolutely crisp. And just look at that card art. It is so amazing. But without further ado, these animations are absolutely awesome, y'all. Oh my word. Absolute fire. Absolute fire. Nothing too insane, but oh my goodness. Well, actually, except for this ultimate art. I think the ultimate looks absolutely crisp. Definitely crisp animation on that ultimate card, as well as this card's animation. Mwah, mwah. Animation is beautiful for Ultra half-corrupted merged Zamasu. However, he is not done yet, as Infinite Zamasu has been added to Dragon Ball Legends in the Ultra Zamasu. So let's freaking go. That is an awesome final counter to have for this character. From episode Future Trunks Saga, half-corrupted Fusion Zamasu is joining the game in Ultra Rarity this time. We only have one other half-corrupted Fusion Zamasu in Legends Limited Rarity, but this is the first time that Infinite Zamasu also appears in Dragon Ball Legends, so that is absolutely awesome. Let's get right into seeing the animations once again. Oh my absolute word, this is just so freaking amazing. Look at the tears that just, oh my gosh. Short, sweet, and absolute fire. I could not fault that. That looks like a great ink animation. Oh my gosh, look at that. That looks awesome. He just looks overall awesome. That is my rating on his aesthetics. He definitely is a very solid, polished character with a couple of really fantastic moments, such as the ultimate art with the aura very, very prominently pronounced, and Zamasu's infinite counterattack mechanic at the end when he eventually is defeated. Like, look at that aura! That looks so good! Oh my gosh, they did a fantastic job with that ultimate. A fantastic, fantastic job with that ultimate. Oh my goodness. And then, of course, Infinite looks absolutely splendid. So this unit looks absolutely splendid. And then, of course, next up is the details of this character. But I'm going to go ahead and skip that for the time being because I am going to go ahead and break that down a little bit later in the video and just go ahead and get into the next section here where we have the Ultra Rising, a multiverse made clean by Zamasu's hand, where you can get Ultra Half Corrupted Fusions of Zamasu Z power guaranteed on the 600 drop if you have not gotten it yet. This system was started with the last Ultra banner. However, I think it is only a minuscule step in the right direction because of the fact that you have to, number one, hoard up so much chrono crystals for this normally. Number two, it's only on the first run of the banner, so this is not even included in any sort of reruns. And number three, we are so close to Legends Festival that honestly, I would say A, skip if you do not have the resources, or B, if you do want to summon, I just will say be careful. He looks absolutely splendid. There's absolute hot fire coming from the aesthetics. Mwah, chef's kiss on how this unit was designed aesthetically. So I will definitely say go ahead and summon if you want to, but just consider that Legends Festival is on the way, and I will personally be holding back on my summons for that reason because I want to be able to save up for the end of this year. But with the release of this character, the For the Good of the Cosmos, for Creation campaign is also ongoing, but the Boost Up campaign is also still here, so that means we'll be two campaigns going on at once, so there will be more content jam-packed with this release event for the duration of a couple of weeks to celebrate the release of the Ultra. Of course, there's going to be a new PvP season, a world forever free of corruption, where during the season it will be easier than ever for characters of Zamasu fighter to shine because they'll get bonus RP, and any tag future characters in tiers B or C will be promoted to tier A. Okay, definitely awesome. Definitely very, very, very nice release of Ultra Zamasu. Oh my goodness. And then of course you can earn the godly tiers and exchange them for items as well. And of course we get Tower, which is absolutely awesome for the Chrono Crystals. We love that. The battle bonus characters Zamasu, character Goku Black. Very, very good. Hyperdimensional co-op special. Okay, we get a hyperdimensional co-op. Nice. Guild Battle is coming as well. This will be down the line, but Guild Battle, where guilds can battle it out with each other, is on the way. This is a mode where up to 60 players can be battle. Guilds in a silver or higher tier can join. Blah 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 blah. We definitely know about how this is going on and works for freaking sure. It's just going to be another season of that event. And to go along with the campaign, there'll be new equipment for a Legends Limited character that released this year. Is it the I don't know. Who is this? Who is this? Oh, let's go! Exclusive equipment for Legends Limited Fusion Zamasu, who is an interesting character that has a new gauge that switches between attack type and sustain damage type. Pushing him up to the level of these modern characters is definitely going to be very, very, very nice. Although it's definitely a little fast on the equipment, I definitely do not mind that they are including all these Zamasus with the Zamasu and Goku Black, and then the Zamasu, and then of course the final step in the plan, half corrupted merged Zamasu. So they're definitely focusing this boost up campaign around these Zamasu cards and characters. So that's absolutely going to be hot fire. As well, there's going to be a new unique equipment for the future in purple. Of course, this is very specifically meant for half corrupted Fusion Zamasu, and both equipment can be acquired from Ultimate Equipment Collection, and of course we'll be holding a Mega Upgrade Bonanza as well, which is very, very nice. And then we get some World Championship news, and I definitely got clapped in the second stage. I definitely did not have a good enough win record to pass the second stage, but I'm happy that I got to play in this stage for sure. I am happy for it, but yeah, no, I definitely did not make it in the top cut. I definitely did not make it in the top cut, and of course, there will be the third stage where you can go ahead and have more restrictions, and you can have a minimum of 3 parties necessary to complete those battles, but you know, only the top players really need to worry about this, but it's going to be a very, very cool event. Of course, there's a giveaway of 10k CC for only a couple people who get all 5 questions right. I'm fairly positive that's how it goes. Okay, okay. The Elegant Android returns in celebration of Dragon Ball Fighters. Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku DLC coming out. Okay. This is actually hilarious, by the way. Okay, now that they mention it, this is hot fire. I absolutely love that. Let's go, fighters. Do I really want to beat the dead horse? Do I really want to beat the dead horse and talk about Super Saiyan 4-less Dokkan? Nah, I think I can talk about that one making a Dokkan video, but and it's just so hilarious that the game literally is resurrected with Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And we don't even have an Dokkan. I just don't understand that. I just don't understand. I really don't. I really don't. But there will be a new unique equipment for Android 21. Good. Okay, that's actually hot fire. That's actually hot fire. We love to see the fighters buff. We love to see the fighters buffs. And of course, we have the information about the web store, typical, and of course the promotion code future that will be available, and that is all the information they have today. I think this was a very awesome reveal. You probably noticed that I had already known the information about the new character. I'm just going to be upfront honest. I don't want to blindside any of y'all, and that's because this is a new computer. I watched it at the time, but my audio system was bugging, glitching. I really tried to adjust all the settings on the recording studio, trying to make sure everything was right, make sure I was actually heard. I really wasn't being heard, so I had to make sure that everything was all good before I go ahead and proceed, and this new aspect ratio was also tripping me out, so I had to adjust all those settings. And it's just been a whole ordeal, but Yo, half-corrupted fusion Zamasu is absolutely fantastic. I will go over his details in a second, but I just want to get my final thoughts on Fusion Zamasu. I definitely did not expect an Ultra character for sure. That was not my prediction. My guess was actually a Legend Limited character. Just because I definitely wanted to go ahead and at least summon for a supporter card, which is not included. Ultra banners are generally by themselves. The Ultra banners released for the 7th anniversary, with the exception with an actual banner unit for the first time. And only time as of right now. But of course, Legends is slowly heating up as well on the story side, so I absolutely love to see it. I'm not going to say anything if you haven't seen it, but oh my gosh, I cannot wait for something to come out of these story events, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and say definitely would recommend summoning. I just know he's going to be good, so I can already say my recommendation is you can go ahead and summon for this Zamasu for sure. I definitely don't think it's a bad idea to go ahead and summon, but just be careful. It's an Ultra banner. I really won't be going in at all for this Zamasu, not because I don't like him, it's because I want to save up my resources for Legends Festival, and that's just how I want to play. I definitely don't have the ideal amount of Chrono Crystals. I only have like a couple hundred, no, a couple tens of thousands, right? I only have like about 20,000 right now, so I need to save a little bit more for the celebration. I definitely think it's going to be something where I want to go ahead and have all my hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Chrono Crystals, as I was saying, ready for festival instead. So with that being said, I am going to get on into the details, and this reveals some stuff though. Legends information was very, very good. I absolutely enjoyed this video, and I hope y'all did too. I absolutely appreciate the fighters buff as well as all of the future content they have introduced during this celebration. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get right into the kit of Ultra Half-Corrupted Fusion Zamasu. He is purple, definitely a color that has tried to push into the meta, but Ultra Frieza has definitely countered that out. Let's see how this goes. I definitely think purple is the right choice for the Zamasu. He is melee type, God Key, Future Regeneration, Fusion Warrior, Patara, and Powerful Opponent. I'm going to get to the rest of the details on the website. Hopefully, y'all enjoy, and let's see how good this Zamasu is. For the good of the cosmos, for creation, I will break down the gods, shouldering both the sins of mortals and the failures of the divine. Half-corrupted fusion Zamasu. Starting out with the Z ability of Future or Powerful Opponent-based strike, attack, and defense, and a further boost to Future Ultimate and Awakened damage. His Ultra ability is Future. His strikes are Impact with a 5% chance to faint. His blasts are regular Impact. His special move deals massive impact damage with activation special move damage 60% for 3 counts and enemy Dragon Balls -1 for 2 times, and on hit inflicts enemy with heavy bleed and strong poison, and this is a charge forward. Special on activation key 50, damage 30 for 10 counts and protect hand for 5 counts. On hit, draw strike arts next and nullify special cover chain for 5 counts and comboable into all cards. However, I do want to make mention that this formatting of the characters is absolutely awesome. I genuinely cannot get enough of how much they simplified the kit formatting. Anyway, his ultimate deals supreme explode damage, and on activation, ultimate damage plus 50% for 3 counts, and nullify endurance for 5. And on hit, destroy the entire enemy hand and prevent enemies switching for 5 counts. His main ability destroys 2 cards, then draws 1 of each special, and ultimate arts, health 40%, key 40, damage 30%, 3 counts uncancelable, damage 30% for 30 counts, and that is uncancelable. Uncancel attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions, and this is a standard 25 timer count ultimate main. His starter ability, damage 300, damage guard 200, key recovery 50%, draw speed +1, and sub counts on switch -2. Unique ability on final counter, deal major damage to the enemy. Also, deal 100% of that explode damage to enemy standby members, as well as inflicting all enemies with heavy bleed, strong poison, and paralysis. And on battlefield entry, draws a card if hand is 3 or fewer, key 30, nullify damage received for element disadvantage for 5 counts, nullify attribute downgrades for 5 counts, and all enemy draw speed -1 for 5 counts. On arts use, activation for set and switch, unique gauge 20% 1 time, damage 30% for 10 counts, and nullify special cover changes 5 counts 1 time. When hit by enemy arts 1 time, activation for set and switch, or when unique gauge is full, damage guard 30%, 10 counts, enemy key -30. Also, if health is 50% or lower, the following effects activate as well. Unique gauge charge rate 200%, 20 counts non-stacking, ally sub counts -2, and destroy 2 enemy cards 1 time, and all those activations reset and switch. When on battlefield, an ally is prevented from switching 2 times, seal enemy strike, blast, special move arts for 3 counts. And while not defeated, an enemy activates ultimates, awaken arts, or rising rush, sub counts -10, and cancel enemy buff effects 1 time. This is to help you get off the 1 auto counter that he has. Think of his auto counter as similar to Beast Gohan's auto counter, where it counters charging ultimates and rising rushes. But before we get to that, special cover changes is effective against strikes and comboable into the blue card. The unique gauge starts out as counter type and then goes into time type once you activate the auto counter. It starts with 50% charge, and is countered when hit by a counterable attack, which is forward charging, ultimate awaken arts, and the rising rush. You deal massive damage to the enemy and switch to the time type unique gauge for the rest of the battle. So it is a stronger version of Beast Gohan's unique gauge because you get a secondary unique gauge that has other effects as well, which you're about to see all those glorious effects right here. When unique gauge becomes full, or on auto counter activation, health 20%, key 30, critical rate 20%, 10 counts uncancelable, draw speed +1 for 10 counts uncancelable, nullify element disadvantages, nullify attribute downgrades at normal conditions for 5 counts, and cancel attribute downgrades. He charges this unique gauge while on the battlefield and consumed entirely on auto counter activation, or entirely when unique gauge is full. So he goes ahead and fills that unique gauge up and up and up, and then you auto counter, and then you can go ahead and have a time type unique gauge where he gets buffs periodically during battle as well once you have activated the auto counter. I'm not gonna lie, this was pretty complicated on first reading. I pre-read, and this is the only thing that gave me actual legitimate trouble. I actually had to ask ChatGPT how it works, and it actually gave me a pretty good explanation on what happened. So, yes, you cannot switch back and forth. That was the main question I had, and it was like, yes, you cannot switch back and forth. So, do keep that in mind. But I definitely think this is a very, very powerful card. He is worth summoning for. Okay? Do not get me wrong, aesthetics absolutely astounding. I love that they're introducing Infinite Zamasu as well as this card is very, very powerful. It is very, very powerful. I just think you have to be careful with this one, as much as I like cringe saying it, just because he's so good, right? I definitely think that y'all should worry about Legends Festival at this point, especially if you are not prepared. I know I am not, and you're like, whoa, you have like 20,000 something CC. How are you not prepared? I want as much CC as possible rolling in for Legends Festival. I'm really trying not to go too deep on these banners. I'm trying to have the Chrono Crystals to at least get some very, very good stuff out of that celebration for freaking sure. But with that being said, I genuinely enjoyed reacting to Ultra Half Corrupted Fusion Zamasu. He is a very, very spectacular Ultra. I definitely appreciate the amount of future love they have been showing for sure. The tag has just been receiving periodical buffs, and Zamasu has been absolutely getting the good end of the stick with the amount of very powerful Zamasus that have been releasing as of late. Honestly, this guy could have been a Legends Festival Ultra, and I would have said, yeah, that actually checks out. That makes sense. We've wanted more Zamasu for a long time, so especially Half Corrupted, because this is the second Half Corrupted Fusion Zamasu. But I definitely think this is almost mirroring, right, the Gogeta side, because we have the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Zamasu coming out as Ultras, and of course we wanted Ultra Instinct, but I definitely think it was a good decision to get Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as an Ultra, and now Half Corrupted Fusion Zamasu before we do something with Ultra Instinct, especially since that has been done very well in Legends 1 Variety. But I'm talking about the whole conspiracy theory that, like, let me break it down quite simply and quickly. So, first anniversary was Super Vegito, fourth Ultra was Super Vegito, second was Vegito Blue, and then the second Ultra for 5th anniversary was, you know, Vegito Blue. And so, of course, we had 6th anniversary as, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So, of course, we expected that pattern to continue. It did not. Fortunately, because I very much enjoyed Ultra Instinct being a Legends Limited card. He is very good. But that being said, these major celebrations are something we have to prepare for. But overall, I actually want to mention that this year, overall, for the game has been very, very good. I think has it been its best year? Arguably so. Especially the anniversary is best celebration objectively, and it's not that close. It's not that close, honestly. It really is not. It really is not. And I definitely am very excited for the Legends Festival, but just know, it's not going to surpass 7th Annie. It's not. Why? Because 7th Anniversary was like too peak. It was way too peak. Inside and outside, with all the crazy collab. Yo, the Giblet deck is still so fun. But back on topic, I definitely really, really enjoyed this reveal of the Zamasu card. Absolutely strong card for sure, with fantastic animations and fantastic artwork. So I'm going to get into my final thoughts now. With that being said, this was an absolutely fantastic Legends information for the Boost Up Future campaign. I absolutely enjoy the Boost Up mechanics they are adding as well onto it, as well as the For the Sake of the Cosmos Recreation campaign.
Perfect moment.
Yeah, that's just so sick. That's so sick. Oh my gosh. They absolutely snapped. They absolutely snapped with the second representation of Corrupted Merge Zamasu. Oh my freaking days. They cooked. They cooked. And it's definitely wondering what's in store for Legends Festival if this is what's coming out beforehand. But y'all, I am absolutely ridiculously excited, not only for this not only for the continuation of the future campaign, but also, of course, the future involving these future characters. I see what I did there? With all these Zamasus running around, there's Corrupted Merge Zamasu, and then of course there is the Red Zamasu that got buffed, and of course there is the Zenkai from the start of the campaign. I definitely think the timing of their celebrations has been very good. They've been very on point with how well they've been timing these campaigns, so I absolutely just want to make mention of that. They've done a very fantastic job, and I definitely think we're going to have a very, very, very exciting closure to the year of 2025, which has been absolutely goated for Dragon Ball Legends. I'm not gonna let naysayers say otherwise. It was an absolutely fantastic year. Oh my days, I absolutely adored it. With that being said, let's all look forward to the release of Ultra Fusion Zamasu. Be careful, y'all. Be careful with an Ultra banner, but he is glorious. He is glorious. Short, sweet ink animation going into, oh my gosh, glorious artwork, glorious animations. The glorious god Zamasu descends onto this game once more to enact justice and then merge with the world. But yeah, that'll have to wrap it up for this video. I hope y'all genuinely enjoyed. And with that being said, I am genuinely excited for Festival because of all the story preparation. I just know there has to be something to do with that at some point. So I am very excited for the story to continue, as well as all these new events, and of course the World Championship Series to head to a close without me, because I'm definitely not passing this stage 2, but I definitely enjoy and appreciate having a tournament circuit like a card game regionals, for sure. It's definitely very awesome and very fantastic, and was executed much better than Dokkan's version of a single player multiplayer type circuit, and that being the Million Arena. I definitely think so. You know, these games are definitely have weaknesses, have advantages, and that's just one of them. That. All right, let's go ahead and wrap things up. Yes, I am definitely looking forward to the future for sure. I'm not going to be dabbling super hard. If I do, I might do like 1 or 2 rotations, but that's it. That is it. And I'm not even considering doing that, because literally I have to save up. But it's been an absolute pleasure making this video for y'all. I am back in this video. That being said, hopefully y'all enjoyed. Definitely didn't expect it to be an ultra of this caliber for sure, but I really, really genuinely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it for sure. Alright, y'all. Let's look forward in anticipation to got this door. And with that being said, I'll wrap things up here. I ain't got nothing more to say, so let's just watch the closure and wrap it up. This is gonna absolutely be a glorious release. Hopefully this puts purple back on the map. And with that being said, until next Dragon Ball Legends video, bye! Use code FUTURE.